Art is a celebration of the mystery of life. That's what art is. That's what music is. Dance and writing and sculpture and all the rest of it. It's a celebration. And today I'd like to talk to you about what celebration means to me and the particular avenues through which the arts have celebrated the mystery of life throughout the ages, because doing so can really help you understand your role in this world as an artist, as a musician. And the better you understand these kinds of things, the better you understand the purpose of the arts. And I've been doing lots of videos on this recently, so you can go check out some of those. The better you understand how art functions, how music functions to create transformation in yourself and in the world around you, the better you understand all of this, the more powerful your art is going to be, the more satisfied you're going to feel, the more satisfied your audiences are going to be, the more inspired your creativity is going to be, the more you'll be able to help the world around you through your art. So this is really powerful material to get into and to try to understand very deeply. So this is why I'm writing my book, the Soulforce Arts book. So today I'm going to talk about the three celebrations. The three celebrations are the specific avenues through which artists and musicians and others have helped humanity celebrate the mystery of life, come to terms with the mystery of life, to rejoice in and get refreshed by the mystery of life. So my name is Joseph Arnold. I'm an Alexander Technique teacher, a violinist, and the director of the Soulforce Arts Institute. And I'm going to be reading to you today from my upcoming book, Soulforce Arts, The Vital Role of Musicians and Other Artists in a World That's Lost Its Mind. And this is the section on the three celebrations. So I'll have a link to the full text in the description below, and I'm just going to read this and maybe have some remarks afterwards. So here we go. The three celebrations. This section starts with a quote from John Anthony West, who is an author. This book is from, I heard this quote in a Joe Rogan interview. Maybe I'll put the link to that below. Amazing interview. So from John Anthony West, life itself is a magical recreation of the genesis of the universe. And by celebrating in certain ways, humans are reliving the cosmic process of the universe and can thereby access the divinity that is responsible for us being here. I just love that. Okay, so here we go. Art is essentially a celebration of the mystery of life. All throughout history and across the globe, humans have found ways of celebrating the universe and their place within it, the results of which have been some of the greatest works of art ever made. Understanding these traditional forms that these celebrations have taken can greatly aid your ability to contribute to this essential human activity. While such celebrations have taken countless specific forms across cultures and time periods, the Sacred Design Lab of the Harvard Divinity School has discovered three essential avenues for celebration common among all societies and time periods: beyond, becoming, and belonging. The ancient Greeks had their own terms for these: ecstasis, catharsis, and communitas. In plain English, these are inspiration, healing, and togetherness, or connection. In plain English, these are the three celebrations. They are the essential ingredients for human flourishing and are the specific avenues through which moments of truth take place. If you want to learn more about moments of truth, watch my previous video. I'll put the link below. each of these has their essential place in the arts. Okay, so then I go through and I talk about each one in turn. Ecstasis. Ecstasis is an experience of awe, inspiration, or fulfillment. It is an answer to the monotonous grind of daily life and the feeling that life's a bitch and then you die. Ecstasis is a moment of connection with something bigger than yourself that puts things in perspective and gives you a reason for going on. Ecstasis is a peak state, a temporary yet intense feeling of flow, or being in the zone. This state is so powerful and pleasurable that people throughout history, from spiritual seekers to high-performance athletes, have gone to extreme lengths to experience it again and again. Flow researcher and University of Chicago professor Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi put it this way, quote, "There are moments that stand out from the chaos of everyday life like shining beacons. In many ways, one might say that the whole effort of humankind throughout millennia of history has been to capture these fleeting moments of fulfillment and make them a part of everyday existence." End quote. The arts have played a crucial role in delivering an experience of ecstasis to both artists and audience members alike. When you step into the hush of a cathedral and feel a connection with something sacred, when the swelling of an orchestra threatens to sweep you away, or when you get so lost in a film that you don't even remember to breathe, this is ecstasis. And as an artist, when you are immersed in the rush of a performance, when a new creative insight hits you like a lightning bolt, or when you put down your pen and realize that hours have gone by without you noticing, this is ecstasis too. In the book The Rise of Superman, Decoding the Science of Ultimate Human Performance, author and flow expert Stephen Kotler writes that there are three main benefits to cultivating ecstasis, all of which are relevant to artists. Firstly, ecstasis provides powerful intrinsic motivation. When you reach a state of flow in your creative process, you'll be so immersed in enjoying what you're doing that you won't want to stop. Secondly, ecstasis actually speeds up your learning process to such a degree that it can cut the path to mastery in half. Thirdly, it just feels great. According to Kotler, the people who experience the most ecstasis are among the happiest on earth. And then I have a little journal entry here that you can do where you think about moments of ecstasis. Remember, this is inspiration in your life outside the arts and inside the arts. And I'd highly recommend that you do that so you can begin to attune to ecstasis. So maybe 3 examples outside the arts and 3 examples inside the arts that you've experienced of ecstasis. Catharsis. Catharsis is a moment of healing, unburdening, or regaining your wholeness. It is an answer to the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, a profound relief from traumas of all kinds, ranging from the chronic stress endemic to our society all the way up to full-blown PTSD. From relaxing sound baths to the medicinal use of the Aboriginal didgeridoo, to the participation in a trance dance that leaves you feeling at once emptied out and full again, the healing power of music and the arts has long allowed us to transform our suffering into something profound. To illustrate the kind of healing that is possible, here is an account from a woman who attended a musical concert. "It was the quality of perfection that I heard in your music that felt like it slayed me in some way and left me feeling completely hollowed out. It was so devastating that I even felt anger towards you both, the performers, for a while that this had happened to me, but mostly I just felt intense grief. At the intermission, I left and went back to my room, where the process of healing continued, and when I woke up the next morning, I felt like a new person. It has now been a couple weeks since that night, and I wanted to share with you where I am now. For starters, the insomnia that has plagued me for many, many years is now almost completely gone. It's like that night gave me a reset to my whole nervous system, because I am calm and peaceful now, even in the face of things that used to unsettle me. This is what happens when trauma heals the body, heals in the body, and that is what happened to me from my experience at that performance. It also feels like my ego went through a transformation, where it is now more aligned with the goals of my soul, because I do not find myself taking the bait anymore when people act in a way that would normally really trigger me. My husband has noticed this change, as well as other close family members, so I'm getting affirmation from outside myself as well. This is catharsis, the power of the arts to heal. So again, if you wish, you could do a little journal entry about catharsis, thinking about moments of healing that have happened outside of the arts and inside the arts in your life. And write down 3 of each, and again, this will help you attune to catharsis, which is the first step to cultivating it more. Okay, and finally, communitas. Communitas is a feeling of togetherness, belonging, or group flow. It is the answer to the fragmentation of our communities and the experience of isolation and loneliness that is now so widespread in our society. Communitas is the sense that other people have your back, that you're loved and wanted, and that we're all in this together. Communitas provides a necessary sense of togetherness for audiences. For example, it is what draws tens of thousands of people to rock concerts and electronic dance music festivals every year. These events are wildly popular because they offer an immersive, cathartic experience that gives people a rich sense of flow and connection. Keith Sawyer at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill calls this experience group flow and says that it is so pleasurable and powerful that it is up to 3 times as rewarding as an isolated peak experience. Communitas is also a vital part of what makes for a meaningful experience as an artist. It is the experience of group flow that happens when you work towards a worthy goal alongside others. Communitas happens when your own individual creativity and decision-making merges with the creative intelligence. In other words, when you feel that the whole is more than the sum of the parts. For example, imagine you're taking part in a theater production. You and the other cast and crew members have been working closely together for 3 months now. You've made it through Hell Week together, and now it's opening night. As the play begins, there is an effortless flow on stage. You and the other cast members seem to be able to read each other's minds. And at the end of the performance, during the final bows, you look around. Your heart swells and feel a delicious and timeless sense of camaraderie and closeness with all your peers. This is communitas. So again, I recommend writing in your journal 3 experiences of group flow or real feeling of togetherness outside the arts, and 3 from inside the arts that you've experienced in your life. Again, to help you attune to communitas and cultivate it more. So the section ends with just a few more words here. Author Frederick Buechner said that your life's purpose is, quote, the place where your deep gladness and the world's deep hunger meet, end quote. The 3 celebrations are the direct path to that very place. When you cultivate ecstasis, catharsis, or communitas, you will simultaneously be reaching the place where your greatest well-being, joy, creative fulfillment, and artistic mastery meet the deep hunger your audiences have for these very qualities. There are countless ways to reach this magical place, and as always, this process begins with you. The first step to cultivating the 3 celebrations in your art is to notice your own needs for inspiration, healing, and togetherness. Where are these needs being met? Where are they not being met? The more sensitized you become to your own needs, the more you'll be able to make informed artistic choices. Choices that will allow you and your art to become a medium by which powerful experiences of inspiration, healing, and togetherness can occur for both you and your audiences. Okay. So there we go. That's the 3 celebrations. And I find these a really powerful lens for understanding the functionality of the arts. And I guess one of the reasons that I keep talking about the function of the arts is that I haven't really known what that is in my life. And that's been kind of a source of, I don't know, some angst, I guess, an existential crisis. I think I've experienced this. Maybe you have, where as an artist, as a musician, like I really love what I do, and it calls to me, really deeply. And yet, so many of the messages of our society are that the music and the arts are nice. They're important in many ways, but they're not really all that real from our society's perspective. They don't like do something. And this is our society's perspective on life. That this, of course, take this with a grain of salt, but our mainstream society is obsessed with money and status and technology and political power, and anything that fits into those things and helps those things are considered more valuable, and anything that doesn't really fit into those, I call them the lesser gods because we worship them, but they're not really all that wonderful for us. Anything that doesn't fit into the lesser gods of money, status, technology, and power isn't really considered all that real. Things that play upon your consciousness aren't really considered all that real. Consciousness itself. We just think about this philosophical issue. It's called the hard problem. It's where does consciousness come from? Does it really just come from the brain? Or is that just a bias that our society has towards materialism, towards thinking that the universe is just this place full of concrete stuff, that's the real stuff, and anything else like life, consciousness, feelings, like all that stuff doesn't really count. And yet, what else do we experience in our lives? Any kind of thing that you encounter in your life comes through the medium of consciousness. And there's nothing about a brain, for instance, that suggests that it should be conscious. So anyway, so the arts don't really fit into the four lesser gods: money, status, technology, or power. And so you get discounted. And coming back to that sense of angst that I was talking about, this is a real source of depression and anxiety, I think, for a lot of artists. We receive this message that what we do doesn't really matter. It's not really all that real. It doesn't do anything. And that really contradicts this inner knowing, this deep inner knowing. Like, yes, it does. It does something. It's real. It's important. But so many of us don't have the intellectual framework or the spiritual framework to confirm or affirm that inner knowing. And this is really one of the biggest reasons I'm writing this book. To affirm that, yes, you do have a vital role to play. Yes, the arts are important. And yes, doing something that seems senseless from the point of view of our mainstream society's values really is incredibly valuable and powerful. And so describing the functionality of the arts through things like the three celebrations, is my way of helping do that, helping affirm the importance of what you do. Okay, I've been talking enough. So please do like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want more of this kind of stuff. You can subscribe to my newsletter at josepharnold.com. Yeah, that's a good way to get informed about my progress with my book, and to read excerpts, and I'll let you know when the book is published as well through the newsletter and on this video channel, YouTube channel. Okay, that's all for now. I'll see you next time.